I'm Randy, the National Couture.
I'm Stefan Bonner.
Canada Spider Grove.
I'm Cara Present.
This is Brandon Truth Vera.
Hey, I'm Ariane Celeste.
Yeah, I'm Chuck the Duck.
I'm Forrest Griffin.
I am Fyodor. You are watching MMA Facts.
WEC color commentator, UFC heavyweight contender, and all-around nice guy, Frank Mir. How are you, my friend?
Very well.
Let's talk about this season of The Ultimate Fighter, where you were the coach. It seems like these first 6, 7 episodes, even 8 episodes, have been very much about Junie and how crazy and out of hand he gets. And then in the last episode that we saw on Spike TV, there was some semen on some sushi or something. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of crazy antics, and people, maybe the production company is focusing on that side of it a little bit more. Do you like that or not?
Not particularly. I mean, obviously, I'm pure martial arts. I like to watch the training. I wish they would show more of what Nogueira and I were doing in our different, in contrasts of training and similarities, and the technical aspect of the game. But also I understand for me to make a living at what I do, people have to tune into it. There was a scene where Nogueira and I, had a talk to each other, and he's like, tell the guys to stop doing pranks. And not to undermine Nogueira's understanding of what's going on, but I think that he was looking at this as purely as a coaching. Whereas it's like I'm looking at him, I'm looking at the camera, I'm like, Nogueira, if they don't do pranks, we don't have a job. Not the average person watching cares what you're doing for your training. They show a little bit of it, but obviously the Spike TV people that are producing the show know what people want to watch. Who do you think's supplying them with the pranks?
You said that you and Nogueira walked out of the house being friends, liking each other, just having a mutual respect and ready to actually fight.
I do have a lot of respect for Nogueira. And Nogueira was the first person I started watching how to fight. That's how I simulated a lot of what I wanted to do about jiu-jitsu and stuff. Regardless of how he took away from the outlook, I feel the same about him. I feel it's a guy who's very dedicated to the pure part of martial arts and really loves the sport. I think sometimes with all the glamour around it, I don't think he likes that as much. Not that I like it either, but I understand what pays bills.
Well, that's becoming a bigger part of the MMA community, and just how they're bringing in new fans is showmanship and hype. And one person that, of course, leaps to mind is Brock Lesnar. A lot of people say, okay, he's not the #1 contender. Why is he getting a shot at Randy Couture and at the UFC heavyweight belt?
This is an entertainment sport. People buy tickets. You have the most deadly guy in the world. If no one wants to see him fight, no one knows his name, you're not going to pay him any money because you pay him upon how much money you can make off of him. It's partial fighting because obviously you have to win, but it's also part marketability. Here you have Brock Lesnar. He's only 2-2. He's getting to fight for the title, but guess what? Because his name's on there, he's in a fight. More people will tune in to watch him fight than they're going to tune in to watch Randy. That's just the fact of the matter. You know what I mean? He's the most popular guy we have in our sport right now. Look at Kimbo Slice.
Sure, yeah.
Kimbo Slice couldn't fight himself out of a paper bag. But guess what? If we both were to fight each other, I guarantee you he'd get paid twice as much money as I will.
Okay, November 15th, I'm sure you're going to be watching with great interest what happens between Brock Lesnar and Randy Couture. But give me your take on how you think the fight's actually going to go, because most people who call themselves experts are having a very hard time predicting this one.
Randy's very good at imposing his will, striking with people, and he's a good ground fighter, but typically from the top. With Lesnar, still learning, but he has attributes that are just unlearnable to anybody else. I mean, he's 285, 290 pounds the night of the fight. Explosive, quick, and he's learning MMA. I think whoever is able to take the other guy down wins the fight.
You are one person that's fought and obviously beat Brock Lesnar, but Brock has showed a lot of punching power. He hit Heath Herring in the face, and dude tumbles backwards and does a somersault and then gets speared. You got hit by Brock as well, and that must have hurt. Did it hurt more than getting hit by other heavyweight opponents?
No, I think Brock probably hurt the worst, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, he's a very powerful human being. I can't take nothing away from him.
If I were going to give you $1,000 and say, bet this money and try to make me some on that fight, who would you bet on?
I'd just give you your money back.
See, nobody can accurately predict it, and I think it's a fantastic card. And, of course, it has major implications for you as well, because I'm assuming that you're planning on beating Nogueira, right?
That's the plan.
And then whoever wins this fight is going to be fighting you for the UFC heavyweight title, if everything goes according to plan. So do you want one or the other to win? Would you rather fight Randy, or would you rather fight Brock again?
Well, I'd rather probably fight Brock again. I think he's the easier of the two fights for me personally, style-wise, just because he's less educated when it comes to MMA. He has been training, yes, 2 or 3 years. But guess what? 2 or 3 years, if you told someone, hey, I'm going to college, I'm going to have 2 or 3 years of wrestling experience, they'd laugh at you. You'd be like, what? You're going to go to the U.S. Open and you have 2 or 3 years of experience. You're going to get murdered. And Brock's kind of in that same boat. I've been doing it for a lot longer than he has, so I always have that advantage that he doesn't have. I mean, he's always going to be bigger and stronger, but I know a lot more about techniques than he does.
Frank, always a pleasure to talk to you. I've got to say I give you tremendous accolades for the way that you've resurrected your career, come back from tremendous adversity, and now you're back on the top of your game. So congratulations. Thank you for talking to us here on Raw Vegas TV.